It's a beautiful Sunday right here on Bright FM 98.7. My name is Sunshine Chikezi, and welcome to the first edition of Grow with Sunshine. You guys put your hands together wherever you are. Okay, so on this program, this is actually the first edition of Grow with Sunshine, and on Grow with Sunshine, we're going to be bringing fantastic young people who are doing well in their various fields, to come inspire us, teach us, help us become better. We're in a society where young people are now surviving more than they are living, surviving more than they are dreaming. So we decided, okay, you know what? Let us bring young people who are thriving in Nigeria, around the world at this time, so that they can inspire us. And our first guest for today is already seated right here in the studio, and she's going to be, teaching us today. So go and get all of your village people, get all your family and friends. Make sure that you sit close to your radio. We're also streaming live on YouTube and on Facebook at Bright FM Abuja. All right, Bright FM Abuja was streaming live on YouTube and on Facebook. So do well to join us. All right, so let us introduce our guest for this evening. Her name is Ctechway, and she's the creative director at Ctechway. She's the creative communications director at Ctechway. And this evening, she's going to be teaching us on creative communication in branding your business. Basically, by the end of this conversation, we're going to be learning about what branding is. We're going to be learning about why you should brand yourself as a person or as a business. And then we're going to look at how creative communication in branding is going to help you move your business or your brand forward in 2025. You guys, Cindy in the building. Cindy, good to have you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Sunshine.
You look amazing. Okay, so this is not an intense, this is a very, we don't want to have any official intense conversation, so relax. Yeah, so we're just going to make sure that while we're learning, we're also chilling out and laughing at some point and cracking jokes at some point while we're also passing our message home. Now, let's begin with your journey so far. Cindy is a young person, just like I said earlier. This show is about inspiring young people, letting them know that there are young persons around the world who are doing fantastic things. So when you hear people like this come and tell you their story, it should inspire you to do better with yourself. And Cindy is one of those young persons. In fact, Cindy, good to have you.
Nice to be here.
All right, so let's talk about, before we even get into the conversation for this evening, let's talk about your journey so far. You're a young person who is thriving in the tech industry. You own your own company, and you have clients both in Nigeria and out of Nigeria, and you've been doing so well for yourself for God knows how long.
I tried.
So let's look at how that journey began for you, some of the challenges that you've experienced, as a young person in Nigeria, and how your story can also inspire, whoever is listening at the time.
Oh, okay. So I don't even know where to begin.
Anywhere.
Okay, so let me just start by, introducing myself as, the creative communications director at Ctechway.
Yeah.
And having a position like that or a title like that simply means you wear a lot of hats.
Exactly.
So creative communication, sometimes you are in charge of creative directions, and me myself, I would say I wear the hat of a graphics designer. Sometimes I wear the hat of a product designer.
Several things.
So this has been my journey and my progression. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So at first it was designs, web designs and all of that, and then I dabbled into animation.
Sorry, let me pause you for a bit. What did you study?
I studied biochemistry in school.
Okay, so that somebody who is out there who is saying, oh, school na scam, or I study something else, I don't know what to do with myself when I come out of school, so that they also pick one or two things from your journey and learn. Please go ahead.
Interestingly, I studied biochemistry. I didn't go to school to study biochemistry. I wanted to study genetics and biotechnology.
Okay.
And then it was something I just kept trying and trying. I have this interest in genetics. Like I saw a lot of cool movies and I was like, genetics, I'm interested in you. So I tried severally, and then someone advised me. He said, you know what, just get this particular course that you've already gotten admission for, and then in your masters you can go for genetics and every other thing that you want to do. I was like, okay. So I was in school, and then I'm already interested in tech and all of that. So I was in school, and then I was already practicing my passion, or should I say my skill. And then it became very, very profitable to me. So that's why I'm even here today. And then,
so as a student, you were already working.
Exactly.
And you were bowling.
You're going to pardon my
So, but what are some of the
explanations.
challenges that you've experienced, being a young person in Nigeria, trying to just, hustle in quote, trying to build something for yourself, regardless of, everything happening in the country at the time, the harsh economic realities that we're facing, just walk us through some of your challenges and how you've been able to, beat them.
How do I enumerate challenges for you? First of all, someone say, being in Nigeria and living in Nigeria, first of all, you are disadvantaged. I don't want to, put it that way, but sometimes it do seem to be true. You understand? There are so many challenges and then opportunities. First of all, if we want to talk about the Nigerian problems and the limitation, light, internet, access to some of all these things, there are certain limitations, there are certain factors that would limit you. Do you understand? And then going on, you just have to be resilient, honestly. If not, you just be there.
Exactly.
You will just be there. You say, this particular tool, you don't have access to it, or your country does not have access to it, and you allow that to stop you, you will just be limited.
And it's fantastic because it's just such a great mindset to have, because there are a lot of persons who have started businesses in Nigeria who have packed up. And I'm not even kidding. In the space of six months to a year, because of the environment, it's not conducive enough for businesses to thrive. I mean, you mentioned, light issues and what have you, network issues and what have you. So people just say, you know what, I know do it again. I don't tire. So but and Jackpot, but I mean, you've been able to beat the system, should I say, and you've just been doing well for yourself, and that's fantastic, and that's something to also inspire a young person out there who is maybe trying to give up because of the harsh economic realities, because it doesn't look like it, because they just feel, other people in other countries are doing well for themselves. There's just about a lot of challenges. So because there are challenges, let me just use that as an excuse to just remain where I am. So this is me just saying, if Cindy can do it, you can. Beautiful. So now let's get into the conversation for the evening, and our topic for this evening is creative communication in branding your business. And just like I mentioned earlier, at the end of this conversation, you're supposed to take home what branding is. You're supposed to take home why you need to brand yourself as a business or maybe an individual, and how you can also go about that and how it impacts your business. Let's begin with I don't want to say the cliche what is branding, but I mean we have to define branding. So when we look at branding, what does that mean?
Okay. So since this is just a simple conversation, we're going to toss the jargons and everything and just go straight to the point. Like in the most simplest term is that unique identity of your business, or whatever it is that you are doing. That's branding for your business. So how you are perceived, do you understand? How you are perceived, how you are identified, that is branding.
How people see you out there. When they see something, they should know that, this relates to this person.
How it resonates,
Exactly. What makes you also unique in the market out there. Fantastic. So I think that's like a very simple way to just put it out there. Yes. So, but why is it important in, this age and time?
Don't you want to make money? It is very important in order for you to sell your market, as people would put it. You want to sell a particular business, a product, whatever it is that your business is very, very important that you are branded, that you are identified, because you identify, because there are a pool of competitors out there.
I agree with
Do you
you.
understand? So you just have to stand out. It's to your own advantage for you to have this other edge, and it's not enough to just have an edge over everybody else. You have to sell it. So that's the communication part. You have to be able to, okay, this is why I'm different. You have to be identified that your business is,
So we're going to look at the creative communication part. We're just trying to like build up to it. Now, when we're talking about branding, does it apply to some individuals and not other individuals? Like take for instance, because when I asked you why branding, why should you brand yourself, and you're like, don't you want to make money? Right? So can a farmer brand themselves? Let me just pick some maybe career paths or what have you, that some persons will say, oh, branding shouldn't apply to this particular maybe career or this particular choice of what I'm doing or business or what have you. So are there some businesses that should brand, or are there some businesses that don't deserve branding?
Well, I don't want to answer these with, the bias of being in the field, because personally, I think everybody should be branded. Like,
Yeah.
even apart from your business brand, everybody should have like a personal brand. It serve you good. Even if you're an introvert and you don't even like to put yourself out there on social media, it's important that you are known for this particular thing, that you are known to solve this problem, you are known for this particular service. Do you understand? Even if you're in your room and you don't like the noise on social media, at least let it be known that this is what you do and this is how good you are.
Branding, I think the idea of branding, or we started hearing a lot about branding with social media coming on board and everybody just being on social media. And sincerely, there are several businesses who are not on social media at the time. So for those individuals, how can branding come into play for them? Because they are not on social media, they are not out there, they're not visible enough to be seen online, in quotes. People who have like physical stores, how does branding apply to them?
Oh, okay. So I don't really know a business, even if you've not taken your brand, because there's like, apart from digital marketing and putting your brand online, you can still brand yourself offline. Do you understand? It's still important to be known for a particular thing.
Yeah.
And then if you feel, okay, I've not been online, or my business we've not positioned ourselves properly on the digital space, it's never too late to start.
Yeah.
You can get started and stick to your brand. Understand what your brand is first. The first thing is, look at your brand as like a person. What is the temperament? Like, what is the psychology of my brand? What do I want it to exude? Like, when people look at my product and services, what do I want them to see, to feel? Do you understand? You need to understand what your brand is. First of all, you need to go inside and understand who you are. Do you understand? Before you even start projecting. Do you get? So a new business that is just starting out, they need to understand their position in the market. So that's brand positioning. How to position yourself properly as a business in that category, in that particular category that your brand exists in. Do you understand? And then you can start creating. I want to believe you already have those identity. Sometimes we refer to branding as brand identity and just having a logo, a cool logo and the colors and everything, but it goes beyond that.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean it's not important to have these colors and the logos and all of that. So I want to believe the business already have the brand identity checked, the brand positioning checked, and then if you can't do it yourself, you can employ a creative agency to run that for you.
So now we're going to talk about where social media comes in, because you mentioned that. But before that, in case you're just tuning in, this is Grow with Sunshine, the first edition of Grow with Sunshine on Bright FM 98.7. And on this program, we basically teach or talk to young people about several things happening in the world at large, as it relates to your business, as it relates to yourself, personal development, growth, and what have you. So this is just basically a program where you just get to sit and drink from amazing young people who are doing well for themselves, both in Nigeria and around the world. Now, in case you want to be part of the conversation or you have any question whatsoever for our guest, You can as well reach out to us on 0808 704 That's our call line to send us a text message on WhatsApp 0901 615 Now, let's get back to our guest. Let's look at the importance of social media in the life of any business person.
Okay. Social. First of all, I want to think of social media as the playground of creative communication. Now, this is not something you have to be scared of. Despite the fact that it's growing really fast, and they are like algorithm and everything is changing. Social media, as you know it before, is no longer like that. It just keeps evolving, but nonetheless, it's not something to be scared of. It's an opportunity for you as a business, as a brand. Before, for you to get people to buy your market, like we like to say, for you to get people to see your brand, you have to do things like advertisement on television, and these are very expensive. Billboard, newspaper, going the whole 9 mile and 9 yard, and then at the end of the day, who is to say that there's return on investment on this? But with social media, it's amazing. You're meeting people where they are at. So if I ask you now, how many hours do you spend on social media? You have to check your phone and see that, oh wow, I'm spending a whole lot of hours, a whole lot of time on social media. So that's where people are. And now you have the opportunity to do your business where they are, like meet them where they are at. So it's good for you as a business owner. This is something that everyone can leverage and then make profits for their businesses.
And I think that another advantage, talking about meeting people where they are at, another advantage is also that you have a global audience, or global customer reach. So, and I want to bring it down or bring it close to home, because whenever we talk about social media and businesses that should be online or that are online, you just notice that it's just businesses that young people are at the helm of affairs, because they are on social media, they understand the impact of social media on their various businesses and all of that. And maybe companies that are out there who leverage consultations and what have you. There are several persons who should be on social media, who should be particular about visibility, that are not. So most times when you go on TikTok and you see people in markets doing their thing, it's really very exciting, and that's like a way to sell. I'm seeing people who even sell vegetables, they are cutting their vegetables, they are dancing and all, people who are selling their crayfish, and they are also advertising and saying, this is what I sell. And but there are some persons who would say, oh, Cindy, this thing that you're talking about, me, I'm shy. I can't put myself out there. I can't put my business out there. I don't even know how to go about it. I don't even have a better phone. I even feel like, being on social media is a lot more work. Now you have to make videos, you have to edit videos. For people who are maybe in the market and all of that, you're saying, in this economy, I even want to sell something and even survive, and you're telling me to go on social media. I just need you to maybe talk to some persons in that category, because I feel like this conversation should also benefit them.
Oh, okay. I want to say this with an unbiased mind, but because it's very, very important that you are on social media, or your business is on social media. You can decide not to be on social media, because funny enough, social media, there are perks and then there are disadvantages of it. There's, you as a person or as a business person can easily be distracted by social media and by everybody else's business. Even if it's entertainment, it's still someone else's business.
Yes.
You are consuming, and you are too shy to create, but you are not too shy to consume. We are who we
that one hit. You're too shy to consume, but you're not too shy to create. You're busy making money for other people. Because for every time that you pay them your attention, it's money in their bank account.
You are paying attention.
Oh, yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So in as much as that happens, and you are who you are. I really cannot sit here now and trying to change you and say you must create content. It's probably not for everybody, but for your business, your personal social media, it's okay, but for your business, it's very important that your business have a presence, like a digital footprint online. It makes for credibility, and it makes for sales as well. So if I'm dealing with a new person, a new client, it's very easy for me to go online and look up and see how serious this business is.
Yes.
Do you understand? So that I don't get scammed because of the world we are living in right now. So apart from credibility and sales and profitability, like, it's really, really important for your business. And if you cannot handle it, if you are in that category of people that I really cannot come on TikTok and start dancing for people to buy my market, I have some dignity. If you are in that category,
Yes.
you might as well, again, that's why branding is very important. Understand the category of your business and what works. You don't necessarily have to embarrass your family lineage to sell.
And there are tools now. Please
Yeah,
talk about them.
See, I mean, we're getting there, but
Yes.
like, you really don't have to do that. You can, not because I run a creative agency that does this, but you can employ a creative agency to handle your social media, create content for you, not just content that exists on social media, that there are return on investment. Understand who are your target audience, understand what your target audience like and consume, and then best position your business to strategically reach out to your customer. Because remember, it's not everybody in the pool of social media that is your target audience, that would even respond or that are interested in what you're selling. Do you understand? You can't do it by yourself. You can't learn. I mean, there are so many services. There's YouTube. When you talk about tools, you can pretty much learn how to run ads on YouTube. We have Facebook. They also have their own ad platform. I seem to forget the name. I'm going to, maybe before the end of the day, I'll be able to remember it. And you'll be able to run ads for your business. You can't do that. You probably don't even have time. You want to focus on the business of your business and leave marketing for the marketing geniuses and social media for the social media managers to run. Employ them and focus on the business of your business.
Now, also talking about tools, even on YouTube these days, there are lots of businesses who don't even show their faces.
Yeah,
I mean, there are several. Yeah, there are faceless businesses. And there are several tools. There are several AI tools now that can even help you. To just put out content out there, put out reels out there. Just make sure that your business is in the faces of people. Because I mean, in 2025, we gotta make that money. Right now, let's look at the conversation for the day: creative communication in branding. What does that mean? Because when I hear creative communication in branding, I'm not a professional in your field, but what comes to mind is what's that thing called again? Customer care. You know how you walk into how you walk into some of these establishments, restaurants, and you're interfacing with the people who are serving you, right? And they're giving you attitude, they're not communicating the right way. And you go, these people don't treat people right, they don't communicate with their customers right. So that's like the first thing that comes to my mind. So I mean, for a person like me, when I hear creative communication in branding, I'm looking at how businesses can communicate with their customers creatively in such a way that they win them over. That's my own broadcaster definition. So give us your definition of what creative communication in branding is.
Again, I just like to simplify things for the sake of conversation that we're having right now. By creative, if we take them one after the other, creative, we're talking about innovative ways of doing something. And then what's that thing we're doing is communication.
Yes.
And what is communication? As a broadcaster, what is it that you say communication has taken place when someone said something, it's received, understood, and then there's feedback.
Yes.
That's when you say, okay, they are communicating. So communication in this sense now doesn't just mean it goes beyond that. There are different means of communication.
Yeah.
There are subliminal communication. There are non-verbal cues and verbal cues in communicating, your brand essence or the essence of your business. There are visuals. You can use visuals like designs. You can use motions like, video production, motion design, and even animation to communicate what you're trying to sell. Do you understand? Instead of having, right now as I'm even talking to you, I just remembered something. Growing up as a child, there's this particular brand, and even before I even know what a brand is, like watching cartoons, there's this particular logo animation that I remember that, before the cartoon plays, you see someone, a lamp figure comes and is just jumping, and then jumps on it. Do you understand? So that brand comes to your mind. Or before a movie plays, you see that someone is fishing from the moon. Someone is fishing, exactly. So that to them you just did now. Is so Netflix.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Oh, sorry, we don't mention brands.
Go ahead.
Media training. Oh, okay, so exactly. So this brand resonates like that. There are some brands like, just do
Sparks,
it. Exactly. So there are so many ways to make that, your brand stand out and it's memorable to your audience. Do you understand? There's so many creative ways to do that. Instead of coming to people's face and say, buy my market, buy my business. We can do that creatively. You can use subliminal messaging. You're just putting things out there. Most people don't know that, you are using business psychology and selling something to them. We're just having a conversation now, and you're not even trying to sell anything, but you can just so unconsciously say, oh, you know what, I like this particular product. Now that is another kind of advertisement. People do this with brand influencers, like, people already have soft spots for this particular person, and then one of your influencer friend or someone that's an influencer just casually say, you know what, I like this particular product, it helped me during so and so time. And before you know, it's people that his fans or her fans, they've gone to go and order that particular product. Subliminal messaging like that. So there are various creative way of communicating your business or your brand identity.
When you talked about being in people's faces, I just remembered how WhatsApp business owners, they are on this WhatsApp group. You know how it is that people are always in your inbox, sending you one link or the other, sending you, just bombarding your do you understand? Just spamming you with, oh, I do this, oh, I sell this, oh, come and buy this. Sometimes you even get tired of, watching people's statuses. I know they say, oh, wake up every morning and put your business in the faces of people, but most times you don't know that some of these things just get people tired, and that's where creative communication, also comes in. Let's also look at, does it have disadvantages
of creatively communicating?
Yeah, because we used to always say that everything that has an advantage has a disadvantage, because we want to also look at what are some of the negative odds. If you put it side by side with the positive odds, which do I go for?
Oh, okay. Now I didn't think I'll be thinking it's just like, what I'm trying to make money, and you're like, what are the disadvantages
of making money?
It's not the thing I want to start thinking about right
that
now.
I was about to answer. I was about to say the disadvantage is that money is the root of all evil.
Let me have it first. Of course there would be disadvantages. There are actually. They are, because at the end of the day, if I'm not in your face, I'm saying, Sunshine, buy this phone, and I'm using every other means, it will look as if I'm walking you. If I just casually say, oh my god, this phone is awesome, can you believe the battery is for this battery that you're saying is since day before yesterday, and I've just been using it. So I'm like using creative means to sell something to you, and I'm not even telling you I'm selling something to you. Do you understand? So it's like, you are walking someone. I don't know if you get. So it might seem like that, there might be some level of ingenuity. Do you understand? You're not just saying these things are intentionally put in your in your face. These things are like this, but again, I don't really want to think of them as disadvantages, but that's the first thing I would think. If there's if I'm watching a movie now and I see subliminal messaging that the character are just holding a particular drink, and I know that's product placement. Do you understand? I would not want to think, oh, these people are working on my psychology, they're trying to make me want this particular product. But disadvantage to who now? Do you understand? There's a way you go about it, and they just recognize that this brand is not honest. This brand is not genuine. Like everything, there's always like smoking mirror, smoking screen somewhere. There's always something, you know, under their sleeves. Again, I really don't want to think of it as a disadvantage, but there are other disadvantages.
So we're going to look at the impact that it has on businesses, but we're going to keep that and just talk about how people can put their businesses out there, and also look at the information part of business, because you know most times when people get into business they forget that knowledge is powerful, knowledge is everything. And I mean, with branding, with business, with communication and what have you, the world is moving forward. I mean, businesses are now leveraging technology to scale up to 10x their sales and what have you. And there are some persons who are still somewhere in 19, God knows where, right? And you know how it is that for me, I remember when I came to Kaduna newly. I mean, if you're a person who is coming from the east and you're going to the north, you already have a bias. You already have some sort of information that, oh, this is this, oh, don't go out by this time and all of that. And so it made that when I got to Kaduna newly and I needed something, I would want to go on social media or go on Google to type the name of the business or the name of what I want, or maybe a restaurant near me, something like that. And you just see that nothing to write him about. Some of the ones that even pop up, it's giving scam. Do you understand the point I'm trying to make? So with all of this, you see that with where the world is going right now, if you're definitely going to make progress or make profit in your business, you're going to have to take information as far as business is concerned, or knowledge rather, as far as business is concerned, seriously. Also, the issue around leveraging technology. I just, because that's your field, I just want you to touch on it a bit before we sit on. We'll just continue the conversation basically.
Oh, okay. I mean, if I understand the question correctly, you simply still want me to buttress the essence or the efficacy, the importance
of visibility online.
Oh, okay. I mean, you cannot even overemphasize the numerous opportunities that exist for you as a business, putting yourself online to be visible and to communicate your business creatively. Like, off the top of my head, I'm thinking about like a project we did last year. It was an animation project, and this project was for a business that they have like a space. They've not built anything. Now I'm trying to bring a particular point to you. They've not built anything, but they want investors to invest into this particular thing that they want to build. And then at the end of the day, we made visualization, architectural visualization, animation of that particular space. So we just needed the plan, and then we erected the building, and it's an animation, it's amazing. And this was very easy for them. It was well received. It was very easy for them to now go to their sponsors and the stakeholders and say, this is what we're trying to accomplish. This is what we're trying to achieve with this space. Now give us your money and let us do that. But how will you be able to sell that easily, without creative communications, like visual tools like animations to do that? Do you understand? At the end of the day, it's profitable to you. It's profitable for you as a business to be able to say, okay, I want to run ads for my business, instead of just putting a picture and say buy my market. How about I show them the via storytelling, or whichever means, the essence of using my particular product. Do you understand what it means, what's in it for them, what they stand to gain? So at the end of the day, you see, it's profitable, it makes you visible, like it gives credibility to your business, and then someone look you up, and
that's why I wanted you to stay on.
Majority of my clients, I've never met them before. In fact, while I'm in this Abuja, I just call a couple of persons and be like, let's get to see, because I know some of them are in Abuja, some of them are in London, some of them are in Lagos. And these are people that sometimes I just think about it. we've not seen
Seen,
each other.
yeah.
You know, all we've been having is business transaction
Online.
So exactly. So when you are that kind of a person that, you know, you are saying buy my market, you know, use my services, but we go online to look at you, you know, to be fair to you, it might not be your fault, but like you don't even look like a legit business. You don't look like it's actually a risk for me to like give money to you and wait for you to, you know, deliver on your services at the end of the day. So it's good for profitability, credibility, visibility, and oh my god, I did not even intend to write. Yeah, but there's so many advantages of positioning your business creatively.
And you know, I think that creative communication did not start today. I mean, maybe it started with just flyers and designs and billboards and what have you. With, I mean, several churches. Do you understand? And then also you talked about movies and their sick tunes and what have you. It's just that now we're recognizing the importance, you know, and how it can help your business at every level, whether you're a startup, whether you're now a full-blown company or whatever. These are some of the things that when you really embrace it, incorporate it into what you're doing, is really going to help you scale up. And this is the point where we get into the how, like, and I want us to also, you know, come down to the root, because I mean, when you want to talk about this kind of thing, we just focus on maybe big companies and what have you. Know, we want to look at for somebody selling shoes, thrift materials, either clothing or what have you, just a startup person, or maybe someone who is into food business, who just started out somewhere in Abuja, who says, oh, you know what, these people on Bright FM, this is what they are talking about. They're talking about branding. They're talking about creative communication and branding. And they are saying that this thing can help me do better in my business, you know, if I pay attention to it. They've talked about social media, the impact. They've talked about visibility on Google. They've talked about a lot of things. Now, how do I begin?
Well,
so we're using our small, medium businesses as example to just paint this picture well.
Okay, to get started on, you know, creative communication, creatively communicating your brand, your businesses, I think first of all, let's make sure that your business is a brand. Let's make sure that, you know, you're not just trying to sell a particular product and then do that again tomorrow.
So by branding, we mean that something is standing you out.
Exactly.
People know you for something. Yeah.
You have system, you identify, like it can be easily identified from, you know, the pool of other competitors out there. Like you are a brand. I mean, there are identifiable traits. You understand the category, your brand category. Do you understand? You understand the industry you are in. Just essentially, you are a brand. Do you understand? So first of all, like when you know that, okay, I'm trying to build a brand here, and in as much as it's small and medium scale business, you're trying to build a brand. I think the very first thing to do is to understand who you are. If you sell clothes, understand, like, you know, you have to go a bit further. What kind of clothes? Like, I'm not, my competitors are boutique, you know, people that are selling clothes, high-end clothes. Understand your unique position. So it's still understanding who you are as a business. Like, who am I sell clothes. Okay, what kind of clothes? Who are my targeted audience? So all of these are still who am I. Do you understand? Understanding the voice you want to use. Understanding because everybody is not your customer. Do you understand? Some people are like, oh, nice, like, we support you, but
let me give
exactly
you small gist. I was sharing with my friend Selling, right? So let me give you small gist. One of my colleagues told me to go get cream for her. So I went to the store. We're just basically on video call trying to look up, or look for the cream that she wanted, and and what she budgeted for the cream was over 12,000 naira, right? And we kept looking for it, and they said, oh, it's out of stock, right? So she now had to like call some of our friends to recommend something better in that line and all of that. And they recommended, we also looked for it, and we didn't find it. So at some point they now recommended one, and she hadn't used it before. The person just said, let's even try it. And when I found the cream, went to the counter, she just kept asking, what is the price? I said, wait, let me ask the person at the counter, right? And then when we asked, the woman said 2,000 naira, and my colleague started screaming over the phone, please don't. So it makes that there's somebody who, that 2,000 naira cream, I mean, those persons, they have their audience. My colleague is not their target audience. I don't know, because I was just trying to give an example to what you're saying. So it makes that there are some persons who would see a nice clothing, but because the price is 3,000 naira or what have you, it's not like the clothing is not nice, but somewhere at the back of their mind they just feel like it's not up to their standard, or maybe it doesn't have quality. But for somebody else, this one, they're all right. Exactly. So I think that just an example to buttress what you're saying.
Yeah, it's important that you know who you are and you know who you are serving. So I know that, okay, this is who I am now. This is the position. My products are not really luxury products, and not for premium people, and also I'm not trying to target the poorest of the poor. Maybe it's that sweet middle there, the middle class, that would that are really my target audience, and then you go all out strategically for them. But there are some products that they are positioned as luxury products, like you hear them like in phones and maybe laptops and all of that. They've built themselves like that, and it's not even just, okay, I want to be a luxury product. I want to be selling to the who's who, to the 1% of the audience, and then because there's money there, and to hell with everybody else. I see, at the end of the day, you have to be delivering, because there's this, I just realized now we can't call brands here. Now there's this particular product that is known for having really expensive phone, having really expensive gadgets and all of that, and systems, and that's laptops and what have you. They have different products, but they are known to be like the most expensive, yet people go out for them, for that particular product. Not just because, oh, I'm trying to get this because it's expensive. It's that other thing it means. It's a social symbol. It's a status symbol that, it's, you want to be perceived a particular kind of way. Do you understand? And then another thing is the authenticity of the product. You already know when you are unboxing this product, you see the material they use in making their packaging. Like, my goodness, this is the intentionality that goes into this. So it's not just, you're not even just buying a product, you're buying an experience. Do you understand? So people go after you when you are crafting the kind of brand that you want to be. You have to like factor all of these things.
Now I'm talking about experience. You don't even have to be like an expensive brand to give your customers.
To give excellence.
I'm going to call Sally's name again, because like I and my friend, like, we went to buy something. Yeah, I think it was at the market yesterday. We just went to get things for soup and all, and when we were just passing, she saw one of her customers she's not been around for a period of time, and they greeted and all. I've not met the woman before, but she has experienced the woman, and that's why she kept coming back, right? And then she said, okay, let's try this, my customer. And then we went, and at the time that we finished shopping from the woman, when we were going, I just told her, I like this woman. Do you understand? So she did not only sell food stuff to me, she sold an experience to me. Exactly. And it makes that next time when I go to that market, I'm not going to any other place aside her place. And the person that took me there did not need to talk too much. The owner of the brand, the owner of the business, did all of the talking. Do you understand? And gave me the experience that now helped me to agree with what do you understand the point I'm trying to make here?
That was cleverly communicated to you. Like, she really creatively communicate the essence of our brand to you, and now you've become a repeat customer.
Yeah.
And you see, at the end of the day, that is, that is what it is. Like, what are the ways that I can communicate that, buy my market? What are the ways I can do that without, spamming everybody and like, buy my market please, buy my market please. Do you understand? Like, is it by the designs that go out there? Is it the video production, animation, and every other thing, your customer service, everything that builds up your brand? Do you understand? Everything that builds up your brand, that really is your identity. If you are known to have good customer service, that's really your identity. That's your brand as a business. If you are known for excellency, excellency. If you're known for excellence, that's your brand.
Exactly.
Do you understand? The quality and standard of
if you're also known for being rude, that's your brand. Yes, now.
Honestly.
Because I don't even want to start going on and on. I've also experienced some terrible customer service that by the time you walk out of there, you warn yourself never to return there again. They sold you an experience. They sold you a brand identity.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So it's either your brand is communicating something that is positive that would return or bring your customers back, or maybe also scale up your profits or what have you, or is just shooting you in the leg. Right. So let's move forward. So the first thing that a person who is starting up, who wants to, pay attention to branding and also putting themselves out there, visibility and all of that, first, make sure that your business is a brand, or make a brand out of your business. Give yourself an identity.
So what is even that process? Understand what your business is. Understand your position in the market.
Exactly.
Like, this is where I am. This is my audience.
So from there, where do we move to?
So your target audience, again, understand them, because now if you understand your target audience, you know what they are doing. For example, if you're a luxury brand and then you are reaching out to people that pay higher value for the service, not like other people are not doing this service for cheaper value. So you know that, okay, my target audience are luxury, are this class of people. Now, I necessarily don't maybe need to be dancing on social media or something. So how do I position my business? It makes that it's the audience, is your targeted audience that determine your strategy, your brand strategy. So you meet them where they are at. You know that if you're trying to buy a private jet now, is it on your WhatsApp status? Maybe it depends on your contact list, but like, is it on your WhatsApp status? You are going to see it.
There's a particular brand that people used to boast that they don't put out commercials because the people who are their target audience don't sit around watching movies or watching TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So again, it makes that you really need to understand your target audience. Like, target audience, you understand them, you segment your customers and say, okay, you like create brand persona for them and say, okay, who is my ideal customer? Create a name for this person. We're working with an imaginary person, like your ideal customer as a business person. Just close your eye and think about it. Who is my ideal customer? Like, who am I serving right now? Give that person name, because if we're doing market segmentation, we're creating brand personas. You have to give them a name, give them age, like what is the age, the demography, what are they doing by this time, where are they spending most of their time. So that's where you are going to run the ads. Do you understand?
Yeah. Now, so moving from knowing your target audience, because we're trying to round up with our timing. Yes. So now moving from we've talked about creating your brand identity. We've talked about understanding your target audience. Now let's look at the next thing. In the line of being visible and moving your business to social media, to Google and all of that.
Put yourself out there.
Yes.
Put yourself out there.
Yes.
Sometimes your business is your person. Sometimes you're in a personal brand. Do you understand? And your brand is just you. And sometimes no, your brand, your business is a different entity from yourself. Now you might say, okay, I'm an introvert. I really don't want to even be on social media. But your business though, except the type of business you are running, let it just have that digital footprint that we can look you up and then we'll
people
find
used
you.
to say carry your market on your head, and I'm serious, because you cannot keep saying I want to make this money, we need to make this money, we need to blow, and your business is not there out
and then
there.
Creative communication goes beyond social media. If you are not you don't have a team that handles your social media, and like maybe you because there are businesses that just post, like they have the amount of posts they are going to make in a year. Like, they are not even trying to do that because they know how they meet their target audience. You know, I told you it's very important you understand your target audience. They're the ones that determine the strategy. So I know my target audience now. I don't have to go and start dancing on TikTok. Maybe it makes that this particular target audience, I have to be doing cold mails. I have to be the one to show up at their doorstep. So how do I communicate my business? It means that I have an excellent portfolio that I'm coming here giving them a deal that is so sweet they cannot resist. Do you understand? I mean, when they go on social media, they'll see the proof that this exists. This is a business. Do you understand? You don't have to be showing up daily, every day, but there's proof that you are a legitimate business that exists on the internet.
I think that's, you just gave us a lot to take in. We've just been taking in. And we don't have a lot of time on our plate this evening.
I still feel the need to emphasize that, you know, if it's not for you to do, you don't really have to do it. Employ a creative agency to do that
for you.
Yeah.
Now, Cindy, thank you so much for, you know, being here this evening.
Thank you for
It's been
me.
an amazing time just talking. It's been an amazing time just talking. And you see, when we started this conversation, I said that this is a platform where young persons get inspired by just seeing what other young persons like them are doing. You know, Cindy is a young person who is doing well for herself and her company, you know, and just hearing her, if you're a young person who is a visionary, you would just see what kind of person has this amount of sense. Now, what kind of sense is this now? Do you understand? And then you just have one or two things to take home. And I also know that if you're a business person or maybe you have a personal brand, you know, some of the things that Cindy, you know, said this evening resonated with you. And I used to always say that information is not powerful. What is powerful is applied information. Action. You know, when you take action with some of the things that you hear or read. So it makes that with this conversation now, you sit with yourself and ask yourself, what am I doing with myself, with my business, with my personality? Do I have a brand? Is there something unique about me? You know, how do I become visible? Do I start creating things on social media, talking about your target audience? Who are the persons who, you know, my business resonate with? Where do I find them? Their age? You begin to ask yourself some of these questions, and with the answers that you get, you act on it. This is not the year where we procrastinate. No. Because we're going to make this money. Amen. All right. So yeah, that's that for that. Cindy, let's just get your last takes. Let's just get your last takes before we round up for the evening.
Okay.
Just maybe an advice to young persons out there who are listening to you and saying, oh, I want to be like Cindy when I grow up.
Don't flatter me. Well, I really would say, you know, don't let anything to put you down, like to stop you, to limit you. I think you really, to succeed, you really just need to insist upon it.
Yes.
I insist to make this money. I insist that, you know, this business is going to grow.
And it doesn't always have to be the wrong way. No, but really.
No.
Really, because most of the time when we hear insist, make this money or make this money, people begin to think that.
I mean, for everything, there's a perverse side of it. There are perversion, like, oh, to make money, you need to do this, you need to scam somebody. No, it doesn't always have to be like that. You don't have to do that. Like, just put in a little work, and you know, the God that you serve, there's grace enough, abundance for you to, you know, to succeed. But really, I really would tell you, really insist. Well, regardless of whether you are living in a third world country, regardless of the light situation, your internet situation,
whatever it is, insist.
Like, if there's no network, stand up, go to a co-working space, a hub. If there's no light,
find a way to make it work.
Fine. I remember when I was in school, I used to be in the library so much. They're like, oh my God, you're such a studious person. I'm like, they did not know that there was light. Yeah. There's like, they were using solar, and then there was free internet. So I was always working there during my first year in school. So just find, there's always a way. I mean, that's one thing I will tell you. There's always a way. So just insist and find the way.
And I think that's our take home for this evening. If you're a young person who is listening to us this evening, insist and find a way. All right. Now, in case you want to just follow through with Cindy, she's on social media at _Cindy Way, right? And then at Ctechway. So you can always find her underscore Cindy Way, in case maybe you just want to follow her up, also hear more inspiring stuff, check out what she does, underscore Cindy Way, and then at Ctechway. All right, just follow her up and see some of the things that she does. Yeah, or cindyway.ng. So thank you so much one more time, Cindy, for finding time to join us
Thank you for having
at
me.
Grow with Sunshine this evening. It was very fantastic talking with you, and you inspire me. I'm serious. When I grow, I want to be like you. All right, you guys, this is where we're going to be saying good evening on Grow with Sunshine. Grow with Sunshine will be coming your way every Sunday from 7 p.m. down to 8 p.m. Please tell every young person. I mean, this is the first edition, so tell every young person around you that there's a platform now where we're about to learn, we're about to make progress. 2025 is about to be lit, you guys. All right, stay blessed. This is still Bright FM 98.7.
Dear young people, wondering if your dreams are still possible in today's Nigeria? Take a deep breath as you begin this growth journey with Sunshine. This is where your journey transforms from confusion to clarity, from survival to success, and from fear to faith in your future. Every Sunday, we bring you real conversations about finding your true purpose, building skills that pay the bills, grabbing global opportunities, growing your mindset, creating wealth legally, and becoming the success story your family will celebrate. Join Chikezie Sunshine every Sunday from 7 p.m. on Bright FM 98.7.